Day report exactly 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Mark Oppold, and one last look at our grain and livestock trade. As we mentioned, keeping an eye on all of these markets today. Looks like everything could be higher. Our grains and livestock making a turn higher as well as we head to the finish line on this Wednesday. Let's get a look at the grain trade first of all, and keep you updated on near two-year highs in corn. Now, coming off our highs from earlier in the day in corn, but still the arrows are all pointing higher. At least right now, we're still a half an hour or so away from closing. We know, those of you watching these markets every day as we do, a lot can happen in the last 15, 20 minutes of the trade. Looking at July and 3/4, 431.5. New crop December, two-year highs at 444, and that was the high of the day. Currently, December new crop 437. That is 6 cents from their low of the day, maintaining most of the advance in here on the day. 437 on December corn, up 3 3/4. Take a look at the soybean trade. A couple of hours ago, moving to the areas we see now, but even a half an hour ago, 40 cents higher. November up to just near 11.60 a bushel. Let's go to Chicago and check in with our good friend Todd Horwitz. On a day like this, glad to have you here, Todd, and all the traders who would join us from Chicago. All right, take us through this day and what your thoughts are now that we've seen first 3 days of the week as they are.
Hi, Mark. Well, I think, there's a lot of talk, going on about weather, which I think we're too early for the weather. There's some talk that there may be some funds playing around a little bit. There's talk that there may be some shortages here, some funds being short. Overall, we've had what I would consider a blow off to the upside here. I think we're seeing now it's fading here late in the day. I mean, we're still up substantially, but I think there's a good chance, with 23 minutes to go or 33 minutes to go in the market, I think corn could actually end up closing lower on the day now. I think we're starting to see that action. We get these unsustainable rallies, Mark. You get this parabolic range straight up where you know that it cannot move much further because there's not enough buying to support that kind of action and that kind of price. We've seen this often through all markets, but I think today was almost like a culmination because you had cattle higher, grains higher, stock market higher, gold higher, oil higher, dollar lower. So all of that together combined just with a massive rally everywhere. But I think now you're starting to see everything kind of calm down here because, again, we're getting to levels that cannot be sustained because there's not enough money in the world to sustain these rallies. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to go higher from here, but at some point the parabolic range has to stop going up and at least settle out and consolidate to build some new momentum. So that's what I'm seeing right here.
Right. And so producers, for one, obviously there are buyers and sellers all over this market here, but people need to be doing something, I guess, is the bottom line in a market like this.
Oh, Mark, if you look at right now, I believe producers, if they do it correctly, can lock in a profit for the year. Okay. That's what from my understanding of what their marketing costs are this year, they could put themselves in position not to have to think about it the rest of the year and continue to roll up their hedges if the markets continue to go up. They have to take the diligence right now to say, you know what, let me not be greedy. Let me settle in. Let me make sure that I lock in my plan right now so that I can put myself in a position not to have to worry about if the market does fall apart. Now, I don't know that it's going to fall apart. I'm just saying that we've got the faster and the longer this thing lasts the way it's going up, the harder the fall is going to be. And if you're not protecting yourself, if you're not locking in profits, if you're getting greedy here, you're making a mistake because we've seen this movie many times before, and this time is not different. Markets never change. Eventually, you will see some selling pressure here.
Very good. Todd Horwitz live in Chicago, and that's not all the story of the day, a turnaround in livestock trade. So we're going to come back in 1 minute and check in with Todd about his thoughts on cattle, feeder cattle, and the hog complex. After this, be right back.